Welcome to the Wellness in Every Season podcast, where we embark on a transformative journey towards achieving total wellness, even in the midst of overwhelming moments. I'm your host, Autumn Carter, and I'm thrilled to have you here. This podcast is a sanctuary for all mothers out there, and we extend a warm invitation to anyone seeking guidance and inspiration. We believe in fostering an inclusive community where we learn and grow together, supporting each other during life's challenging transitions. Join us as we step out of survival mode and discover the path to thriving, embracing wellness in every season of motherhood. From sleepless nights to new beginnings, we'll explore practical strategies, share heartfelt stories, and uncover the transformative power of self-care and self-love. Together, we'll unlock the wisdom, strength, and resilience within ourselves, reminding one another that we're never alone on this beautiful yet demanding journey. It's time to prioritize your well-being and reclaim your joy, one season at a time. Welcome to episode 33 of Wellness in Every Season, titled The Importance of Self-Care for Moms, Nourishing Your Roots Through Life's Seasons. With your host, life coach Autumn Carter, you'll gain insights that aim to nurture you just as deeply as you nurture others. If you've ever wondered why our show and coaching practice are named Wellness in Every Season, or why our logo features a tree, then this episode will clarify those questions for you. We'll be diving deep into the significance of the tree as a metaphor for life, especially for mothers who juggle endless responsibilities while striving to find balance. Sounds like everybody, right? In this episode, we'll explore the roots of self-care, emphasizing its importance not just as an isolated practice, but as the nourishment that sustains you through the ups and downs of motherhood. We'll touch on the daily, weekly, and seasonal aspects of self-care, likening them to the different watering needs of various plants in a garden. Whether you're a new mom or a seasoned parent, you'll learn how to tailor your self-care routine to suit your life's unique rhythms. You won't want to miss our segment on hobbies as an integral part of self-care. We'll delve into why having an interest outside of parenthood is not just enriching, but essential for your overall well-being. And if you're in a romantic partnership, we'll also discuss how regular dates with your significant other serve as a fundamental part of your self-care practice, reinforcing the roots of your relationship. And finally, don't skip the life hack segment. You'll get practical tips on creating a sustainable self-care routine, ensuring that you'll never neglect your own needs amidst the whirlwind of family life. So if you've ever felt the weight of branches heavy on the responsibilities and long for the nourishment that gets to your roots, this episode will guide you on how to cultivate wellness in every season of your life. Continue listening to unearth the treasures of a well-nurtured life. Imagine the sun is just beginning to cast its golden rays of the day, gently illuminating the quiet spaces of your home. The children are asleep, the air is calm, and for a brief moment, you feel a sense of tranquility. But as the clock ticks, a tidal wave of responsibilities starts to roll in. Breakfast needs to be made, kids dressed, errands run, and the list goes on like a never-ending reel. Amidst the cacophony of daily life, you find that taking care of everyone else has become second nature, like the rhythm of your heartbeat. But what about the rhythm of your soul? What about the care that you as a mom and as a woman so deeply need? Self-care is often cast aside, not out of indifference, but out of a sense of martyrdom, or perhaps the fallacy that to be a good mom, you must pour every ounce of yourself into your family, leaving the vessel of your well-being empty. You feel as if your needs are like wisps of clouds, transient and insignificant against the clear blue sky of your family's needs. Over time, neglecting yourself can dim that inner light that makes you the extraordinary mom you are. The laughter might feel a little less uplifting, your patience might wear thin, and even the joyous moments might have a shadow of exhaustion behind them. The truth is, self-care isn't selfish, it's a necessity. When you take the time to recharge, it's like a fresh rain shower for your soul, bringing life back to a parched garden. That little slice of time you have dedicated to yourself can ripple out, influencing the emotional climate of your home, enriching the time you spend with your children, and perhaps most importantly, anchoring you in your own identity. Remember, before the echoes of baby cries and children's laughter filled your home, there was you, with dreams, with feelings, with needs. Taking care of yourself isn't an indulgence, it's like oxygen. Just as you would never deprive your children of the air they breathe, don't deprive yourself of the nurturing you require. The lullabies you sing, the meals you cook, and the unconditional love you offer are all beautiful, but they draw from the wellspring of your own well-being. If that wellspring runs dry, the stream of your love, patience, and kindness can also falter. So the next time dawn breaks and you have a moment's pause before the day unfolds, remember to pause and listen to the rhythm of your soul. It's telling you something important. Listen closely and honor what it says. Your well-being, as well as the well-being of those you love, depends on it. That phrase, before the echoes of baby cries and children's laughter filled your home, there was you, with dreams, with feelings, with needs, serves as a gentle reminder that your identity extends beyond just being a mom. It touches on the essence of who you were before this beautiful but consuming chapter of motherhood began. Imagine your life as a rich tapestry. Before children, the patterns woven into it were intricate representations of your hobbies, friendships, ambitions, and even your solitude. Do you remember that? Solitude, that word, that time. Then with the arrival of your children, new, vibrant threads were added, each one symbolizing the joys, challenges, and boundless love that come with being a mom. While these new threads are vital, it's crucial that the original pattern doesn't get lost. That pattern is you. Self-care is the pathway back to that foundational you, the one who dreamed, aspired, and enjoyed moments of simple pleasure, whether it was reading a good book, taking leisurely walks, or engaging in creative outlets. When you take time for self-care, you are not just revitalizing your body and mind. You are also nurturing the deepest parts of your identity. It's like rediscovering a forgotten song and realizing that the melody still resonates with you. Self-care allows you to tap back into the emotional and spiritual reserves that make you more than just someone's mom. You are a unique individual with her own dreams, needs, and capabilities. Imagine a tree. As a mom, you are like a sturdy trunk, providing the support and infrastructure for your family, symbolized by the branches and leaves that reach out into the world. Your roots, however, delve deep into the earth, drawing nourishment and strength. These roots symbolize the core of who you are. Self-care is akin to tending to these roots, watering them, ensuring they have the right mix of soil and nutrients. When you nourish the roots, the entire tree flourishes. The leaves appear greener, the branches grow stronger, and the tree is better able to withstand storms. Likewise, when you take time to nourish your own roots through self-care, you become stronger, more resilient, and better equipped to support your family. So, when you engage in self-care, you are not just stepping away for a momentary respite. You are stepping back into the arms of your most authentic self, reconnecting with those original patterns in your life's tapestry, and returning to your role as a mother, re-energized and more in tune with a harmonious melody that is uniquely yours. In doing so, you enrich not only your own life, but also the lives of those you hold dear. After all, a well-nurtured tree provides the best shade and fruit, just as a well-cared-for mom offers the most enduring love and guidance. As you settle into a comfortable space, perhaps on a cushion or a chair, let your hands rest on your lap and close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Take a deep breath in through your nose, feeling your lungs expand, and then gently exhale through your mouth. Let each inhale bring in renewal, and each exhale releases tension. Feel your mind gradually quieting like the surface of a tranquil lake at dawn. Begin by asking yourself, when was the last time I genuinely took time for myself, without distractions, without feeling guilty? Allow the answer to float to the surface of your mind without judgment. Remember, this practice is a sanctuary, a place where you can be entirely honest with yourself. Next, ponder the question: what activities or experiences used to bring me joy, peace, or a sense of fulfillment that I've since neglected? Again, don't rush. Let the memories come to you like gentle waves lapping at the shore. These are the forgotten melodies of your soul, the missing threads from your tapestry. Listen closely. Now, ask yourself, what barriers have I erected that prevent me from engaging in self-care? This question might unearth practical obstacles like time constraints or emotional barriers like guilt or a sense of unworthiness. Whatever comes up, acknowledge it. Understanding the barriers is the first step to dismantling them. As you dwell in this contemplative space, visualize the barriers dissolving one by one. See them breaking apart like a dam giving way, releasing a nourishing flow of water that reaches the thirsty roots of your being. Imagine the version of you who is free from those barriers, basking in the enriching activities you've identified earlier. See yourself not as an observer, but as a participant in this joyful state. Finally, let's turn thought into action. Ask, how can I realistically incorporate elements of self-care into my daily or weekly routine? Maybe it's waking up 15 minutes earlier to meditate or read. Perhaps it's dedicating a few hours each week to pursue a forgotten hobby. Or it could be as simple as pausing during the day to breathe deeply and center yourself. As you gently open your eyes, carry these questions and revelations with you like precious gems. They are the keys to unlocking a life in which self-care isn't an afterthought, but an integral part of your existence. Every time you set aside a moment for yourself, envision it as a thread being rewoven into your tapestry, a note being played in your life's melody. With each act of self-care, you're not just nurturing your body and mind, you're coming home to yourself, one breath, one moment at a time. Going back to the tree and root analogy, let's think of self-care in a more comprehensive way. Imagine you as a mom are like the sturdy trunk of a tree, offering the structural support for your family, represented by the branches and leaves that extend toward the sky. The roots, which delve deep into the earth, stand for the core of who you are. Taking time for self-care is much like tending to those roots. Just as you would water a tree and ensure it has a right mix of soil and nutrients for optimal growth, so too do you need to nourish your own foundational roots through various aspects of self-care. When a tree's roots are well tended, the whole tree thrives. Leaves become a more vibrant shade of green, branches grow stronger, and the tree as a whole is more resilient, better prepared to weather storms and changes in season. Similarly, when you invest in nourishing your roots through self-care, you're not just improving your own well-being, but also fortifying your ability to support your family. Your branches, so to speak, grow stronger, offering better protection and care for your loved ones. The leaves, symbolic of the daily acts of love and kindness you offer, appear all the more lush and abundant. Just like a well-nourished tree becomes a sanctuary for birds, offering them shade and fruit, a well-cared-for mom becomes a sanctuary for her family. Your branches and leaves can only offer as much protection and nourishment as your roots can draw from the ground. Let me say that again. Your branches and leaves can only offer as much protection and nourishment as your roots can draw from the ground. Therefore, self-care isn't merely a personal indulgence. It's a critical maintenance routine for the entire structure of the tree. You're the tree, ensuring that both roots and canopy are healthy and flourishing. So the next time you're contemplating whether you have time for self-care, remember that tending to your roots isn't just about you. It's about the well-being of the whole tree, offering stronger branches and greener leaves for the family that seeks shelter in your love and care. Imagine yourself again as that tree, your roots extending deep into the earth, absorbing nourishment and providing stability, where your branches and leaves offer shade and sustenance to your family. The roots represent different facets of self-care that are crucial for maintaining your overall well-being. When you tend to those roots, you enable the branches and leaves, your role as a mom and caretaker, to flourish, making you more resilient in the face of life's storms and seasons. One of the essential roots is physical care. Think of this as the root that absorbs water, an elemental need for the tree to survive. Physical care encompasses adequate sleep, balanced nutrition, and regular exercise. When your body is well tended, it's as though your roots are adequately watered, making you sturdy and less prone to the winds of illness or fatigue. Another root is emotional well-being. Comparable to the nutrients absorbed from the soil, this involves setting boundaries, seeking emotional support, and allowing yourself the space to feel and process your emotions without judgment. Just as nutrients fortify the tree, emotional well-being fortifies your spirit, making you emotionally resilient and capable of supporting your family in a meaningful way. Mental care forms another crucial root, akin to the root hairs that expand the tree's capacity to absorb sustenance. This includes activities that stimulate your mind, like reading, solving puzzles, or engaging in thoughtful conversation. When your mind is sharp, you are better able to solve problems and guide your family, much like how a well-nourished tree can grow new branches and leaves. Spiritual care can be considered the root that taps into the underground reservoirs, providing a consistent source of life-giving water even during dry spells. This may involve prayer, meditation, or spending time in nature. A grounded spirituality provides an unwavering center, a sense of purpose that permeates your role as a mom. Social care, the final root, can be likened to the root that intertwines with other trees, providing additional support and resources. This involves maintaining friendships, enjoying adult conversations, and remembering that you're part of a community. Healthy social interactions rejuvenate you and offer a broader perspective, which in turn benefits your family life. Now imagine that each of these roots is robust, absorbing everything they need to keep the tree, the you in your multiple roles, healthy and strong. When these roots are nurtured, the branches grow sturdy, the leaves become lush, and the tree itself is a bastion of life and protection. Your family, represented by those branches and leaves, naturally receives better care when you are well nurtured at root level. Tending to your roots isn't a solitary act, but a communal one, for the well-being of the tree enriches the entire forest. In your case, the stronger, more resilient, and happier you are, the better you can support, guide, and love your family. As you provide the shade of comfort and the fruit of wisdom to your loved ones, never forget that it all starts with the roots. For those roots to remain strong, they need the regular, loving care that only you can provide. Moms, I want you to imagine something for a moment. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and envision this. You're standing at the crossroads of dreams and duty. You're not just surviving each day, juggling chores and kids, but thriving in a life where your dreams aren't sidelined. They're a part of your daily reality. Can you feel that knot of guilt in your stomach start to loosen? It's that fear of losing yourself to endless days of diapers and dishes. It's the struggle to balance your own dreams with the demands of motherhood. It's the constant juggling act that often leaves you feeling overwhelmed and underappreciated. But here's the thing, I've been right there with you. I understand those emotions, those daily challenges, and the longing for something more. I've found a way out, a path that allows you to be the incredible mom you are while pursuing your dreams. And guess what? I've helped other moms do the same, and they've achieved amazing results. Now I'm here to guide you on this transformative journey. As we step into a new school year, I have some exciting news for you. 4 coaching spots have just opened up, and they're waiting for moms like you who are ready to reclaim their true selves, balance their lives, and fulfill their dreams. Are you ready for this transformation? It's your time to shine. Sign up online at wellnessinEverySeason.com anchor.fm/contact us for a free 60-minute coaching call. Imagine, if you will, a singular root among the intricate network that makes up the foundation of that metaphorical tree, the tree that is you. This particular root symbolizes your personal interests and hobbies, elements of self that existed long before you donned the role of a mother. Watering this root by spending time each week on a hobby contributes to the overall health of your well-being, adding another layer of vitality that extends upward, enriching your roles as both individual and mom. By dedicating time to a hobby, you nourish a specific part of yourself that craves creative expression, intellectual stimulation, or simply the joy of doing something just because you love it. It's akin to applying a specialized fertilizer to that single root, causing it to absorb nutrients more efficiently and thus invigorating the entire tree. This focused care has a ripple effect. The energy and satisfaction gained from pursuing a hobby radiate through the branches and leaves, enlivening the roles you play in your family life. It's as if that specialized care for one root brings about a particular kind of blossom on your tree, a unique color or fragrance that adds to the overall beauty and complexity of your existence. Beyond self-nourishment, maintaining an interest outside of parenthood serves another purpose. It adds dimension to your social interactions and conversations. When your world is exclusively centered around the duties and joys of motherhood, your branches, here symbolizing your social and familiar roles, might lack a variety of leaves or blossoms they once had. You become a tree with a monotonous pattern. Strong, but not as intricate as you could be, conversations often serve as the winds that rustle through your leaves, and having different kinds of leaves, different topics or interests to discuss, adds a richer, more harmonious melody to the winds that pass through. By having something outside of parenthood to talk about, you remind both yourself and others you are a multifaceted individual. This is incredibly refreshing in social settings where discussions about children and family life may be enriching but can also become repetitive. Your hobby allows you to contribute a new flavor to the conversation, a new shade of color to the social tapestry, and in doing so, you not only enrich your own life, but also bring a unique vibrancy that benefits everyone around you. So as you go about the business of tending to the myriad roots that sustain your existence, those of physical health, emotional well-being, mental sharpness, spiritual depth, and social connections, don't forget that one root dedicated to personal interests and hobbies. Its nourishment is neither frivolous nor selfish. It's a vital part of your self-care routine. Taking time to enrich that root will bring about a blossoming in your life that is both personally fulfilling and socially enriching, offering new ways to connect with others while enforcing your own sense of self. Imagine we're sitting down for a one-on-one session, a warm cup of tea between us, and I look in your eyes and say, you know life isn't static. It's ever-changing, just like the seasons. That's why I called my coaching business Wellness in Every Season, because I believe that our well-being needs attention all year round. Think of yourself as a tree, adjusting to each season, blossoming in spring, and shedding leaves in autumn, my favorite season. Your interests and hobbies, they're like the roots of your tree, nourishing you from the ground up. Now, with each child you've had, haven't you felt like your tree has grown new branches, even as some roots have had to stretch or adapt to new forms of nourishment? You nod, perhaps thinking of how you used to love going to live music events, but now find joy in singing lullabies or making up silly songs with your kids. I continue. Each child, each new phase of life brings a different color palette to your existence. And let's be honest, some hobbies we had before kids might not fit into this new vibrant picture. But that doesn't mean we let those roots wither and die. No, they adapt. Your core, those roots, still need nourishment for you to be the sturdy, resilient tree that shelters your family. I lean in a bit closer, lowering my voice for emphasis. So, let's talk about discovering a new hobby that suits the season you're in right now. To avoid that draining decision fatigue, commit to this new interest for at least 6 months. Why? because 6 months gives you the room to really dive into it. It's like watering a root long enough to see if new branches will sprout. I sit back, giving you a moment to absorb this idea. Start by checking in with yourself. What's piquing your interest these days? Is it gardening because you find peace in the sun and soil? Or perhaps you've gotten into photography, capturing those fleeting moments with your kids. Whatever it is, embrace it. Set a small, manageable goal, like dedicating 15 minutes a day or an hour each week to this new endeavor. The atmosphere between us feels warm, like sunlight filtering through a canopy of leaves. Remember, dear friend, you're nurturing a part of yourself that enriches the whole. You're not just a mom, as sacred as that role might be. You're a multifaceted individual deserving of full spectrum wellness in every season of life. As you ponder this, I hope you feel not just the weight of another to-do on your list, but the liberating promise of self-discovery and self-care. Because even as you adapt to the seasons of life, your roots, the essence of who you are, remain endearingly vital. And they deserve to be watered. Imagine we're sharing another intimate coaching session, and the subject of self-care routines comes up. Picture the expression on my face, turning thoughtful yet excited, like a gardener contemplating the best way to nourish a favorite plant. Self-care is not a one-size-fits-all concept, I say warmly. It's like your own personal garden. Some flowers need daily watering, some can wait for a week, and others thrive on an occasional downpour. Let's start with the flowers that need daily attention, I suggest. Daily rituals could be as simple yet profound as taking 5 minutes each morning to sit in silence, sipping your coffee or tea while the house is still quiet. Think of this as morning dew settling on your leaves and petals, refreshing you for the day ahead. Or perhaps it's a nightly skincare routine, where each stroke of the moisturizer on your face feels like a soft whisper telling you, you are cared for, you are cherished. Now I continue. Consider the plants that thrive with a good soak once a week. This is where hobbies or weekly dates with your significant other come into play. These aren't daily touches, but their impact is enduring, like a deep watering that reaches the furthest root tips. Mark it on your calendar if you must, I suggest, but make it as non-negotiable as a doctor's appointment. When you honor this time, you're essentially telling yourself and your roots, you are worth the time and nourishment. And then we have those hardy plants, the ones that come to life after a seasonal rain. I say, leaning back as if taking a long view of your garden. These could be quarterly getaways, even if it's just a weekend retreat or a monthly day-long excursion doing something you absolutely love but requires more time. Like a deep soak, these experiences can sustain you for weeks, even months, filling your reservoirs so that you're prepared for the longer stretches of drought in between. I look at you intently, as if trying to convey the gravity of what comes next. You might wonder how to keep this garden flourishing, especially when life gets hectic. One word: prioritize. Just as a gardener knows that neglecting to water will result in wilted, struggling plants, a lapse in self-care can lead to a worn-out, stressed version of yourself. Set reminders if you have to, I suggest. Or better yet, intertwine those routines with existing habits. Enjoy your 5 minutes of silence right after brushing your teeth in the morning, or commit to your weekly hobby right after Sunday dinner. As you think about this, I pause, letting the ideas settle like a soft rain. Realize that your self-care garden is unique to you. Your daily, weekly, and seasonal flowers might look different from someone else's, and that's okay. What matters is consistent nurturing, like a gardener tending to each plant according to its needs. When you do this, not only do you thrive, but your whole family, your entire tree, flourishes with you. So as we wrap up this chat, ponder this life hack for a moment. Envision your self-care routine as a thriving garden. Each practice, whether daily, weekly, or seasonal, is as a beautiful bloom or a lush green leaf adding life to your garden. It's a cylindrical process of giving and receiving, of tending and being nurtured, a vivid tapestry of wellness in every season of your life. Picture this: you're sitting on a cozy porch swing with your significant other, sharing a quiet moment as the day's light fades. The laughter and play of your children have given way to the evening's tranquil ambience. This time, this pause, is like a protective layer of mulch around the base of your life's tree, a chance for the roots of your relationship to absorb the nutrients they need to flourish. Regular dates, I say as we imagine the scene together, are like those scheduled moments of nourishment for your relationship's roots. By regular, I don't necessarily mean a rigid, every Friday at 7 kind of schedule, although consistency does help. Regularity could mean a once a week for some, twice a month for others, or perhaps even once a month. The key is a frequency that feels nourishing, yet realistic for both of you, considering your family commitments and other life responsibilities. What do these dates look like? Oh, they can be as varied as leaves on a tree, each one adding its unique hue and texture to your life. A date might be a romantic dinner at a restaurant you both love, or it could be a simple walk holding hands, reconnecting as the world around you quiets down. Sometimes it might even be a shared cup of coffee on that metaphorical porch swing, a few moments stolen from a busy morning. The purpose is not extravagance. It's about a focused time to water the root that is your partnership, to speak and to listen, to remind each other that before the beautiful branches of children and the swaying foliage of family life, there were two individual roots intertwined. These regular dates help you to remember why those roots were drawn to each other in the first place, adding depth and richness to the soil that sustains your family tree. So think of these dates as part of your self-care. They don't subtract from your role as a mother. They add another layer of resilience and depth. Just as a tree's strength is not merely in its visible trunk, branches, and leaves, but also in its hidden, nourished roots, the strength of your family unit is not just in the everyday interactions and caregiving tasks, but also in the foundational love between you and your significant other. Now, as you sit here with me, consider how you can add this form of self-care to your life seasons. How often do you wish to schedule these moments of connection? How can you make them a sacred space amid the whirlwind of family life? Remember, in doing so, you're not merely adding another task to an already full plate. You're pouring nourishment into the roots that stabilize the entire tree. Because when one root thrives, the whole tree feels the benefit, blooming more fully with each passing season. As we journey together through the seasons of your life, these coaching questions are designed to be stepping stones, guiding you toward a richer understanding of your self-care needs. Imagine each question like a ray of sunlight or a drop of nourishing rain, encouraging growth in your personal garden of well-being. What does the metaphor of the tree and its roots mean to you personally, and how does it relate to your current state of self-care? How have your interests and hobbies evolved since becoming a mother? Can you identify a hobby that you'd like to explore for the next 6 months? On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the current state of your relationship with your significant other, and what role does regular, focused time together play in that rating? What does the term regular dates mean to you? And how can you integrate this into your life without causing additional stress or obligation? What are the flowers in your life that need daily attention? Can you list 1 or 2 daily self-care practices that could become as routine as brushing your teeth? Are there plants in your life that are content with weekly care? What's one weekly care self-practice you could commit to for the next 3 months? Do you have hardy plants that come to life with occasional deep nourishment? What is one monthly or seasonal self-care practice that feels both achievable and deeply fulfilling for you? How can you intertwine your new self-care practices with existing habits to make them more sustainable? How will you prioritize your self-care to prevent neglect, especially during more challenging seasons of life? As you look ahead, what is one self-care goal that you want to achieve in each season of the upcoming year? And what steps can you take to make that happen? Feel free to take your time with each of these questions, letting them seep into your consciousness like water soaking into fertile soil. The aim is not to rush through them, but to let them nurture the roots of your self-care, empowering you to flourish in every season of your life. Thank you for joining us for this enriching episode of Wellness in Every Season. We've journeyed through the roots, branch, and leaves of self-care today, reminding us all how essential it is to nourish ourselves as we nourish those we love. As the seasons of your life evolve, remember that the heart of wellness lies in understanding and embracing your changing needs. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with any mama who needs the gentle reminder to take care of herself. Leaving a review will help this show grow and in turn help more moms move past the fear of losing themselves in roles that overshadow their individuality. Feel the chains of guilt dissolve as you embrace a life where you can be an amazing mom and still chase what sets your soul on fire. Looking ahead to next week, we have an amazing guest who shares a similar mission to ours, empowering mothers on their unique journeys. We're thrilled to welcome Jessica Dahlquist, host of the Extraordinary Moms podcast. Jessica is a wife and mom of 3 boys who loves to cook, teach, read, listen to podcasts, and sing. She's passionate about learning from other moms' struggles and triumphs, aiming to create a space where you can find inspiration, introspection, and a sense of community. You won't want to miss her insights into making the most of motherhood. So until next week, keep nurturing your roots so that your branches may reach high and your leaves may dance in the sun and in the wind. Thank you for listening to Wellness in Every Season with your host, Autumn Carter. Take care and see you next week. Thank you for joining us on this week's refreshing wellness discussion. I am Autumn Carter, your guide through the seasons of motherhood, and I hope you found inspiration and valuable insights during our time together. If you resonated with the topics we explored today and want to continue your wellness journey, I invite you to follow me on Instagram at Moms Wellness in Every Season. There you'll discover a wealth of ongoing wellness tips specifically curated for moms like you. Sharing our podcast with others is an act of caring, and I invite you to spread the word by sharing, subscribing, and leaving a review wherever you enjoy your podcast. Your support is deeply valuable to us and enables us to reach more mothers who are seeking transformation and empowerment. If you have a specific topic you'd like us to cover in more detail, or if you're interested in a free coaching consultation, don't hesitate to reach out. You can send me a direct message on Instagram or visit my website, wellnessinEverySeason.com, to send an email. I'm here to support you on your wellness journey. Thank you again for being part of our vibrant community. I'm genuinely excited to connect with you, hear your stories, and continue this important discussion in the weeks to come. Until next time, remember to prioritize your well-being, embrace every season with grace, and always strive for wellness in every aspect of your motherhood journey. Take care, and I can't wait to catch up with you soon.